welcome to my mini addiction. This is week 42 of my painting vlog, and this week I painted about a dozen of those skeletons that I 3D printed a couple weeks ago. I had like 2 different lich armies, and I got one of them painted up this week, plus a zombie from Bones 5, and then another Artisan Guild model. When I saw these golems, I was like, oh, I need to paint these. There were 2 of them that came with the, I think it was the Arcanis Guild. It's one of the most recent Artisan Guild packs, but I thought they were really cool, and I figured what this guy needed, because I don't know how well it's showing up on the camera, but he's got all these different runes on him, and, I'm trying to think, if it was, magic that is sitting there and activating this guy, then wouldn't it be cool if the runes lit up? So I used some phosphorescent paint, and then when you hit it with a little bit of UV light, it really, makes it pop. And then also, because this, with enough light exposure, then the runes will actually stay lit, which is really, really cool. So that was fun. This guy was the activated one. I have another one that's deactivated, so he's like in a different pose that I'll end up doing with another color. It did take a little bit extra time. This phosphorescent paint was one I hadn't used before, so it did take, about 2 coats to get a good coating of it, down in the cracks, and a little bit of cleanup where I kind of went, out of the lines a bit. So we had that, and then also I did get some new Reaper minis in this week. I needed to order some paints, and I was kind of waiting, knowing that October they give out the ghoulie bags, so I was kind of waiting for some paint colors that I needed to, restock my supply with, and ordered those. So I got, bought a couple extra models just to get me to the threshold to where I got my free shipping, and then the free minis with it. And then also they do a kind of a trick or treat thing, and this was the first year that I got a rock. So that was just kind of funny, but I'll end up doing something with it. It'll end up being a terrain piece or something. So for new minis, just these Reaper ones, we're still waiting for our resin shipment to come in before we start 3D printing resin models again. And then also I was working on the Magic and Mages Fantasy City. So those are the wizard houses that, I talked about in previous videos. Well, I went and took the wizard wagon and the hut of the mystic and finished painting them all the way through. And I'm going to be making a separate video series where I'm going to just kind of walk through the making and painting of all of these components, and then eventually putting them all together in, a big city that's probably going to take up the entire table. So, that's going to be kind of fun. I'll put that video together. When I do, I'll put the link in the description, so then that way you can check that out. But yeah, I got those first 2 buildings done. I've got lots of other ones already printed, so it's just a matter of taking the time to go through and start painting those, while still, of course, painting my minis. I'm trying to get to that 1,000 mini threshold, and then at that point I'll just kind of see where I want to go from there. If I want to keep this busy pace, or if I want to kind of back off. I've got some really big minis that might take the entire week to get one done, so I might work on those. We'll kind of see, but I'll wait until I reach that 1,000 threshold. So anyway, let's take a look at the minis that I completed for week 42.